side if you didn't know that. Yeah, hopefully you didn't know that. Um, so what is going to eventually happen? We've got countries like China that are actually selling mortgage bonds. I mean, China can invest in our stock market, and we can invest in theirs, and there's different things like that goes on. Other countries invest in different things. So when they're selling mortgage bonds, typically the interest rate goes up. When they're buying mortgage bonds, interest rate will go down. And right now, nobody's really buying mortgage bonds. A lot of times the Federal Reserve Board was buying mortgage bonds to kind of help. So what happens if all of a sudden we start seeing that our economy is just truly in the dumps and inflation is way down because nobody's spending any money? They're going to start buying mortgage bonds again, which is going to cause interest rates to go down, down, not up. And when's that going to happen? We don't know. But these are conversations you should be having with those buyers. But you can't have it through text. You can't have it through, you got to have it in person. So you got to have a reason to talk to them, and specifically finding properties that you think they should be interested in and calling them and saying, hey, I found this one. I'm going to send it to you right now. Take a look at it. But just wanted to see how's it going with your family right now? How are you guys feeling about this? I want to make sure I'm able to get you in a home when you can get into a home. Let's get back to your situation. How's that been? I know when we first talked, you were busting out of the seams, two-bedroom house, you needed a three-bedroom or more. How's that feeling? How's that been? So get back to those conversations, heart to hearts. Does that help at all? Yes, no, maybe so. Hey, I have something I'm going to jump into right now because I think it's an important thing. Who in here, so speak up, unmute, raise your hand, post it on the group chat. Who in here is Google screened right now? Like you get the green check mark. Google screened. Nobody's Google screened. Do you know what Google screened is?
I believe I'm Google Screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stacy?
I was just going to ask you how do you even verify that?
Yeah.
I would say no because I don't even know what it
If you
is.
don't know, the answer is no. Because yeah,
Right.
you would know because it's pain.
Ah, okay.
It's slightly painful. It requires you to do some work and you have to go through a background investigation.
Yeah, they verify your license and everything, right, Sean?
They verify your license, they verify
Yeah.
your insurance. Your insurance you get from your
Yep.
brokerage, your air and emissions insurance. You upload it into the system, it goes through a verification process. But first, you have to be a Google business. How many of you are a Google business? One. Billy probably is because he said he's
I
Google.
am. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. I got two out of about 23. We got Tony. Carol, are you Google business?
Mhm.
You are or no?
Yes.
You are? Okay. That's good. That's the first step. So the rules to becoming Google screen: first, you got to be a Google business and you have to have a minimum one review. Now, this is what I'm talking about is reviews. I've got a listing on Wilson Street in Tulare, California. I got that one because of my reviews. I don't have a lot of reviews. I have about 125-ish. I pushed hard for a couple years and then I got lazy. Just because I'm a coach and I'm just doing other things instead of focusing on my sales side of thing, I'm focused on helping other agents. But if I was focusing on my sales and increasing my sales, then if I needed to focus on that, I would be working really hard on as many possible reviews as possible because they bring me business many times in my career. I would say probably out of, on average, I'm closing 50 to 60 units a year. And let's just use 50, the low number. On average, 50, I would say about 8 to 10 of those came from just the fact that I was Google screened or Google reviews, just because the fact that I had Google reviews. I would say more than that, maybe more like 10 to 12 out of 50. That's a big number. That's almost a quarter of my business came from my Google presence. Now, that's what I know of. That's what I verified. That's what that they said somewhere in the call, or I asked, hey, where'd you hear about me? Oh, I saw your Google presence. That's where I verified. There's some of those we never got to those conversations. And I will say probably about 80% of my business comes from SOI. So, that's about an even number. So that almost shows a lot of my non-SOI came from Google. And that's the ones I know of. So it's a huge, huge deal, guys. Um, these days, Google Maps is the easiest way to do it. I am going to log in with my Google or with my cell phone so I can show you how to do it on the cell phone today. Because it used to be that you would go, and you can still do it through just Google searching Google My Business or Google My Business. Yeah, just search that. It'll come up with your business profile. If it doesn't have one, then it allows you to create one. But I will say that Google really wants more people using Google Maps. And so it's actually easier in Google Maps. If you don't have a Google email address, you got to get it. Guys, Google's a big monster. It's not going to get knocked off their pedestal. Not anytime soon. Do you see anybody knocking Google off their pedestal? No. Everything we do these days is through Google. I mean, some of you might use iPhone Maps. I've used it before, but 9 times out of 10, 99% of the time, I'm using Google Maps. It's just what I've used forever. So let me log into this real quick so I can share my cell phone screen. And I'm going to show you using Google Maps how easy it is to get your Google My Business set up. All right. Try to stop. There we go. Maybe not. You love it. You love it. All right, is that better? You guys can still hear me? Okay. I knew it always takes a second for me to get that repeater fixed. Okay, so now I'm going to share this screen so you can see how to do it on a cell phone. And there we go. You guys can all see my screen now. All right. So I am inside of Google Maps, okay? Inside of Google Maps. In the upper right-hand corner, you see that my picture, right? Now, if you don't have a Google My Business, you won't see your business profile, the third option down. You won't see that yet. You're going to need to get that going. So you'll see a different option that allows you to set up your Google My Business. Okay. Let me think if I've got a business in here I don't have yet, because look at in here how many I have. I have a ton. Let's try this. No, this one I think is attached to our, oh yeah, there you go. So this particular one is a Google email address I have, one of the first ones I ever created for Legacy Real Estate. Does not have that in there. But what it has is your profile. So if I click on your profile, it's going to pop up with this. Tell others about yourself and places you love. So I can do different things in here. I can contribute, I can edit, I can do all kinds of stuff. I can click this up here, my profile settings, contribute, different things like that. But if I want to create my business, down on the bottom, you see it says add your business. The very bottom, second from the bottom. That's the one you want. It's going to pull up. And then now you want to enter in your business name, your business category. So I'll type in Legacy Real Estate. It's already going to be in here, but see, it's already popping up. Create this business with a name. There's a bunch of legacies in here. Let's say Inc. There we go. I'll just create this business. See how far it'll let me go because we already have this business category. You can change and add more later. So if I type in real estate, it's already popping up with options. Attorney, appraiser, developer, auctioneer, let's just say agent. Okay. Do you want to add a location for customers to visit? So if you have an actual stick and mortar building and office where people can find you on Google Maps, which I suggest you have, and some people have ran into some problems with this side of it. They ran into some problems where another real estate agent is already claiming an office. And there's a few more steps you have to go through for that, but we're not going to jump into that today. So today I'm just going to say no, but if you run into that issues, there are some ways around it because more than one agent can claim an office space. You just have to use like a B or C space or suite numbers or something different like that. And where do you serve your customers? What areas? So this is where you can tag a bunch of areas in here if you want. And you just start tagging them all in there. Not Portugal, Porterville, Exeter, California. There we go. You know, and you can just tag a bunch of them in here. Like you tag a ton, everything. Fresno, California, Clovis. We cover Bakersfield. If I want to, we also cover Orange County. So we have agents down in Orange County, a whole team down there. So I can just keep going on and on. All right, so I'm going to save those. What contact info in here? Very simple. Put your web address in there, put your phone number in there. Optional for the web address. Highly suggest having a web address in there. Just think about this. If you want to go visit a restaurant and you want to order online, you go to Google Maps, you search the restaurant in there, and it has a link to the website. You click on the website, you can order food online. So very simple to do it that way. Highly, suggest making sure you have your web address in there that links people to be able to search for homes. And so every one of you in this call should have KV Core website at minimum. If not, a custom one you built somewhere else. Use your KV Core one. People can search for homes in there. Get updates about your business. Would you like alerts? Yep, I sure do. And it's just going to go through several questions here. You're going to get to go through several questions and get your business all set up. It's going to verify your address and whatnot. I'm going to stop there because you guys get the picture on how to do that. All right. So that's how you do it there. I'm going to click over here real quick. And we're going to look at the actual web page here. Okay. So what I typed in here is Google Local Services. So we're going to go over here to Google My Business. Same thing here. As you can see, look what it's showing here. It's kind of showing you how you pop up on Google on the cell phone. And same thing, you're going to enter in the business and go through the whole 9 yards and create your business. Once you have your business set and it's done, it will look like this. Okay, you'll be able to pop up in here. I'm going to sign in. Oops, not that one, wrong one. Oops, got my, I don't want that one. I want to have, oh yeah, I'm in the right one. It's telling me to add my business, so I wanted to sign in. Let's see. Oh, they're already popping up down here. See all my businesses that I have popping up down here already and all my different locations that I'm using. Some of them are duplicates, so they're not popping up. Some of them are. But just for instance, I'm going to type in, I'm going to show you this one. So this is my 133. I said 125 earlier. 133 views in here. This is your desktop profile that you have. Okay. And now in here, I see that I can edit profile, read my reviews, I can advertise, I can do all this cool stuff right here inside of my website. And this is what it looks like. It's got a link to my website. If I click on that, it'll take me straight over to my website. It's a great profile, but you've got to start getting reviews in here. Ask for reviews right there. When I click on it, it'll allow me to copy that. There's my QR code. I can send it to people. I can email it to people, send it on Facebook, copy it, whatever I want to do, and get reviews right there. And this is what it looks like if I actually send it to somebody. Shows my business, pops up right away. There's no question from the client on leaving reviews. There's a couple little rules to leaving reviews on here. Okay. One, oops, let's see, let's get over here. The rules to reviews is you cannot have people, like if you have a husband and wife, have them both leave you a review, but remind them to disable their Wi-Fi in their house. Because Google knows if you have multiple people leaving reviews on one IP address, they're going to block one of them. They might block both of them. I don't know. That's Google for you. Don't shoot the messenger. But I've had so many reviews And then come to find out, a bunch of them got deleted. There's a point in time I had well over 200 reviews, over 200 reviews. And I know people that have 700, 800 reviews, and next thing you know it, they're down to 500. It's just what happens. It stinks. So I'm going to log back over here to my cell phone real quick. So I'm going to go back over here to show you on your Google Maps. This is why it's so easy on your cell phone to do it. So now I'm in here. I'm going to click on my picture in the upper right-hand corner, and this is my business profile. Now we're back to this screen where it now shows that I do have a business profile. I did this with Jackery the other day. I helped her get hers up and going. She had to create a new one because her old one got blocked by her old brokerage. And so I helped her create a brand new one. She didn't have a ton of reviews, but she did have some in there. So it kind of stunk. She lost a few. It took her about 24 hours for that icon to show up showing your business profile. So don't get worried if you're not seeing it right away on Google Maps. Give it 24 hours and it'll pop up. So now I'm going to click on your business profile and look how user-friendly it is. It's so user-friendly. I can click the More button there in the middle, click More, and it shows all these great, easy to use icons. I can advertise through here. I can pay for ads through here. I can do everything for my business. Now look at the reviews button. If I click the reviews button, the third icon from the left at the top, right away there are all my reviews. Very nice. Look at the little, look at the little share button at the bottom. See the share button? So I can click on that share button, and right there I can share this link. Click share. It'll send it right there via text message to whoever I want. When I click on it, it's going to pop up like that. I'm going to put my own phone number in there so you can see what it looks like. 27, there we go. Send. Now I'll go over here, show you my beautiful. Check that out. Doesn't that look really, really sharp? So it works really well, guys. Definitely one of the easier ways to do it is using Google Maps. And then as you see in here, do you see Shaden Cardoza? It's my daughter. If you don't have a Google My Business set up or you need more reviews, send it to your family. Just remember, you don't have to have sold them a house yet. You could have consulted about buying and selling a house. You could have consulted about real estate. They can leave amazing working with them, very knowledgeable and helping, smooth transaction. My daughter's a realtor and she left me a review. So you can have your family leave your reviews. There's my wife, Laura Cardoza. What a professional and efficient team of real estate professionals. I highly recommend Cardoza Real Estate Group. I did sell Alice Camping one. And by the way, this is my profile that popped up in Idaho. I've only been in Idaho a few years, but I think 4 years now. By 4 years, I should have a lot more than this. So I have been failing on asking for reviews. What I recently did in Commissions Inc., our CRM, is I created what's called an automation to where it just did it last week. So that whenever we close escrow, there's a button you click saying closed. I closed on this buyer. All you got to do is tag it or label it closed, and it's going to automatically send them an email asking for a review. So automations are amazing for whenever you close escrow. Use that CRM for that. KV Core does the same thing. They have an automations option. Just go to the top, search automations in the upper search bar, and it'll pull up marketing automations. And you can set up an automation in there to where if you just label or tag one of your leads a certain hashtag, it'll automatically send out a review request. So there's so many different things you can do. Sorry, somebody's breaking in on my call. Daniel Clyde, you should be in this with us right now, girl. Come on. So very simple to use this platform here. I'm going to switch this to a different company. Let's see, I'll switch it to this company, and you'll see that this one has a whole lot more reviews in here. Here's the cool thing. You see the performance tab? From January 25 to June 25, I've had 11,000 people view my business profile, 756 interactions, 7.8 thousand searches. So you see what I'm saying, how your business profile will bring you leads. But the way Google works is if it's getting organic traffic, if people are organically searching for you, this profile starts to pop up. And if they click it, that's an organic one. What does that do? That tells Google, oh, this person's popular. I need to push them more. So if someone's searching for agent in Meridian and your profile will start popping up, the more you get people to organically do it. I'm going to click on that performance tab real quick just to show more analytics that you can see on your business profile. If it'll load. There we go. Just gives you a little more intel, a little more insight, shows a little more kind of some graphs. So basic Google search on a mobile app. I'm getting the majority of my hits on the mobile app. Then I've got just Google on a desktop, 20%, Google Maps with 6%, 4% Google Maps mobile, Google Maps desktop. Pretty cool. Let me shut that down, stop that one. And we'll jump back over here. So now we're going to talk about, anyone have any questions on that before I jump into the next step? All right. Now we're going to talk about getting Google screened, Google Local Services. So if I type in Google Local Services, this is going to come up. It used to be called Google Local Services, but it kind of changed now to business.google.com, but it still has it labeled as Google Local Services. And so if I click on that, it's going to take me to here. Do you see this phone number right here? If you're running in, let me shut off this. I don't need my cell phone anymore, so I'm going to stop that because I can hear a little repeater ring in my ear. If you're having any issues, call that number. No joke. They used to answer right away, but now I heard someone recently said that the phone number kind of told them to send an email somewhere, but they used to answer. So I don't know if it still works or not, but I do know people have had issues getting Google screened and they've called that number and it has worked. So get started. So in here, the first thing you have to have is you have to have your business website. And once you have, and you have to have at least one review, and then you can start setting up your Google Local Services ads. I'm just going to go over here real quick and search Realtor in Visalia, California. Let's see. So these are Google screened people. Is that Google screened people? Yeah, I believe they're Google screened people. So see Robin popped up pretty high. She's paying. I popped up down here. Sometimes I'm up top, sometimes I'm a little farther down. But when I click on my profile, it will show sponsored. It used to show actually a little badge that said Google Screen, but it's not popping up the badge anymore. But these top people are here. And then once you get down here to the bottom, you'll start seeing some others. Once you get past this mark right here, these people are not Google screened. And they're just extra add-ons that got shoved in there. So some of you might know some of these names. They're not Google screened, all right? Everybody above that line is actually paying for ads, Google screened. So some of the top names in here that you can see that sell a lot of real estate. So it's important. If you're not popping up in here, you should be. Let's see, Realtor in Meridian, Idaho. Meridian, Idaho. See, there it is. I'm a sponsored Google screened person. That's what you want to pop up. Okay, sponsored Google screened. Pops up right away. That's good. And I popped up right away at the top. That's good. Well, that's actually not where it jumps into it. So it jumps into it right here. So here we are. So these are the people that are paying the most money to advertise in the area to be Google screened. And there's a lot going to be in the Meridian area. It's a big area. There's a lot of realtors there. I'll be surprised if I pop up anywhere in this. Nope, didn't even pop up in there because there's so many in there. What happens is Google has to start shoving them in there. And some people get it, some people, I mean, it just depends on the time of the day. They're going to, depending on how much money they're paying, they're going to be shoving them in there. But if I'm looking for an agent in this area, am I going to click on 917? Probably. City Trees is doing a great job there. Am I going to jump on 130? Maybe. A lot of it depends on, you know, some people look at 917 and are like, man, that's a lot of reviews. That's got to be fake. But look at this, 19 years in the business, 11 years in the business. I like that. Longevity, that's good. Serves Meridian. Okay. Weekend appointments available. Excellent. Veteran owned, free consultation, but doesn't say anything about weekend appointments. I want someone that's going to work harder. I'm going to click on that one. It doesn't, you just need to have reviews. I suggest more than 30. Start getting those in there. But it's not going to always matter to certain consumers. It might matter more to have more reviews. Some it won't. But I'll say try to get the most you can. Doesn't hurt. Look at 87 reviews. He's popping up there pretty good. Mackenzie's doing a great job. She's over 100. Homes of Idaho. Um, yeah, and on and on. Look at great 46 reviews, 47. And it helps. So if these people are leaving reviews, they're also getting organic stuff. They're getting organic pushes too. So a lot of it has to do with how often they get clicked on. Their website gets clicked on. Let's see. So we're going to go back over here. I'm going to click on continue to earn my badge. Going to take me to the first one. I've got to make sure I'm eligible to be able to work. 83607. We'll use Idaho. What's my job? I'm a realtor. Let's see. Going to make me search it like this. Real estate. Check availability. Oh, state, Idaho.
Hey, Sean, I got a question.
Yeah.
So if you're setting up your business location, like you said, if you got a brick and mortar place, but um, do you put down your home address or would you put down the
I don't think
office?
it'll allow you to use your home address residential. I know
So if
people
we're at Homes of
do that.
Idaho, we probably just want to put down the Homes of Office location information.
I could be wrong. It didn't used to allow people to use their home address, but I've noticed lately searching for like a house to get there to show a house or to meet a seller or something like that, I see a business pops up for cookies on the block across the street.
Yep, I've
So
seen
you
that
might,
too. Do you recommend that just from a professional standpoint?
as a realtor, probably not. Because you want to put a location down where people can come and ask for you.
Correct. That's what I was
So
thinking.
if you want people to show up on your door, knock on your door, maybe.
Not so much.
That's why you don't really have to do it if you don't have a stick and mortar building. It's just not going to pop up on Google Maps.
Fair.
The only way it's going to pop up on Google Maps is if you have a stick and mortar building.
Okay. Thank
So,
you.
yeah. Don't want people showing up and knocking on your door. Let's see. Let's just continue with the new one just to see what it'll do. Since this email address is used for so many different businesses, I'm just curious what it's going to allow me, how far it's going to allow me to go. Okay, so build your local reputation. What is it that you want to do? You want to appear in top results. These are all the things that you can do, I guess. So there we go. All right, so then you start putting your business in there. It's got to match the business from the business, Google My Business or your business you've created. You start entering all that in there. Click continue. It's going to create your profile. So I'm not going to continue here because I already have one. It's going to end up going too far. But you see all these items over here, business verification, leads. It's just going to eventually, I'm going to be creating a new business and it's not going to work too good. I do billing, I can promote, my budget's in there. I'm just going to click on this one because I already have a pretty good business in here, and that way I can show you how it's going to look. Oh, so it is making me, no, I don't want to do that. So we're going to go back. Let's go back to, I'm just going to go back to Google My Business and Google Local Services, sorry. Okay, so this is, and I'm just going to sign in to mine so you can see what it looks like once you're signed in. Okay, there's my leads. So I'm going to go to the top. So these are the steps you're going to have to go through to become Google. Oh, look, it's waiting for me to update my insurance. It's due time for me to update my insurance. It expired, so I need to update a new insurance. So I need to get the new one from our staff here at Legacy Real Estate and update my new proof of insurance. So every year it's going to have you do something like that. Billing information, it's going to have you verify your billing information. It's going to do a background check. So it uses this company. I can't remember what it's called. Google search. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called, but it does a little background check, required background checks, who should participate, any businesses, how to get started. I've already done it. So, oh, there it is. It's Evident is the company that checks for you. So basically they're checking credit checks. I think you got to enter your social or your EIN number or something like that. It's going to check credit. It's going to check, I don't know why the credit, but I think just to see if there's anything that's going to really put a bad light on Google. It's going to check to make sure. I think it does a little quick background check to see if you're someone you shouldn't be, promoting on there. So it's to protect themselves, but they go through a little background check just to make sure everything's good. Let's see. pass or fail. Okay. And then it's going to have you upload your business profile. So that's how it connects to your Google My Business, your business profile. Customer reviews, it's going to start popping those up there and talk about that. Your old reviews link will expire soon, so I need to relink those and get those in there. Budget, so you can start paying for a budget in there. I have $52 a week in there, $220 a month set up right now. You can change it. You can do more, you can do less. You start entering in your headshots, and you can put other photos in there. If you're on a team, you can even start adding other licensed realtors in there. So real estate agents. So I can add more people in there and do more people. Verify my business license. It's going to require you to update your real estate license every so often. So I've got 2 of them that are in there right now showing me my Idaho and California approved verified. Then once you're verified, you'll start getting that badge and get going. So again, I did tell you that if you didn't know for sure if you were Google Screen, you would know, because as you can see, it is a process to each screen. But I'm telling you, every one of you should have a business profile. Every one of you should be focusing on that. If you're on a team, a lot of the teams will do it for you. They'll have one already set up, and then you get reviews and you get celebrated by the team when you get a new review. A lot of our team, we use the team profile, and they can leave reviews on there. Solo agents should have your own. Even if you're on a team, you should have your own. It's a good idea. So, any questions on getting screened? All right. Well, you know my email address, Sean@cardozzaregroup.com. Let me know if you have any issues. I can walk you through it, give you a little hand with it. Sound good? All right. I hope this was helpful this week. Have a good week, guys. Look forward to next week. Don't forget about the huddle on Mondays. It's not for team. I mean, it's not specific for our team. It's for anyone, just to give you a little jump start for the week. I'm going to hit you hard on some coaching things to make you, think about your week. And then again, we got this meeting on Wednesdays. So see you next week, guys.
Thanks, Sean.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Bye.